just going for a thought that I've already had, and maybe some other people have already had it as well. Blank. I'm thinking about. I'm not really trying to sell this idea, as you can see, because it's quite complex. But in basic, sometimes being simple is the easiest way to kind of go for it. But I'm just thinking about group dynamics and being aware of the natural order of things and the fact that naturally there are male and female roles that take place and that we fall into. Of course, the males will display feminine traits and females will display male traits, and there can be crossovers. But in terms of perhaps the social construct, it just comes naturally, for example, for women to be the carers and the nurturers. Like, naturally, when a man hurts himself, there's a tendency to kind of go towards a woman because they feel that kind of nurture, which you could say comes from the kind of conditioning of your mother, unless it was your dad that did that shit for you, I don't know. So every case is obviously different, but we're talking in a kind of general symbolic sense and an awareness of group dynamics, like it happens. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I had such a really lovely memory, genuinely lovely actually. 10 years ago, I think, when I was like 17, we had a college trip to China, and this is what spurred this thought process, and I don't know why I felt like I had to record it, but I just did. But one of the guys, basically, his ass started to bleed. Sorry, it just makes me laugh so much. I wasn't laughing at the time. I took it pretty seriously, because he didn't go to the doctor. He soldiered it out. Like, I rate him for that. But the guys took the piss out of him. They were mean, as you are. Like, that's just what guys do. Like, they just take the piss, right? Partly, it depends on the group dynamics. But in this situation, it just came naturally for him to come to us as the females hanging around in the hotel room. What do you think? Could we help him? And in the end, we gave him some sanitary pads. I shouldn't be laughing because it's just reflection. But it helped, and it really helped that situation, and that was the best we could do, I guess, as 17-year-olds. And then it also, the whole memory had me thinking about, again, the group dynamics of just how naturally that these things happen. You don't think about them at the time because it's just natural. It's the natural order. You play a role. You just become a certain role when you're in a certain group. And we were grouped together because we were gifted and talented, so to speak, according to, I don't know, results in school tests. I don't even know how they discovered that shit. Like, how'd you... And then, mate, don't even get me started on the school system. Like, I'm fucking so grateful, innit, that I was part of that special group, that we got all these special privileges for being smart, extracurricular activities and stuff. But now I'm thinking, like, what the fuck about all the other kids? You know what I mean? Because even though I was in that group, I was still fucked over. Like, I didn't really get that much opportunity, because obviously people didn't know what was going on at them times. Because imagine, I'd actually just left home. This is why it was such a sick trip, actually. I'd actually just left home a couple of weeks prior, so I wasn't living anywhere. So when I'm in China on this school college trip, I was actually homeless. I didn't actually have anywhere to go back to, technically. As soon as I got back, I had to go to the housing, and they put me in a hostel. They sorted it, and the only reason I could go on this trip in it is because it was gifted and talented. They're like, oh, homeless person, and she's gifted and talented. She must be looked after. You know how the system works. And hey, I was 17. Like, I wanted a house, and I made sure I got that, and I fought for that shit. That's life, innit? Gone off topic there. I'm just bigging myself up right now because I really need it. a reminder of the shit that I've gone through and done, and that helps. But yeah, it's more about recognizing the group dynamics. That's why I wanted to say this. And not sociologically speaking or anthropologically speaking, like not overanalyzing it, which I'm doing right now. More about when you go into situations, things just naturally occur, and especially as adults, while we're unlearning the conditioning that we've been through, there's gonna be a lot of gossip. There's gonna be a lot of fucking, you know, because we're animals and we're also human and we have feelings and stuff. Um, so that shit comes naturally. So I don't know why. Yeah, like I guess all this kind of PC stops people from being like super expressive or something. And it changes up the natural group dynamics, because in life they're gonna be people that are super dominant and they're gonna be people that are submissive, but they all play a role. They're all important in this big picture. Do you know what I'm saying? You just need to know where you stand, like your importance in that group picture. That's what's important, and I'm guessing it comes naturally. Like I think as well, the ego, aware of what you've done or your ability to lead. Like there's so many people out there at the moment that are all trying to kind of fight each other for kind of leadership positions, or fame. I know people like that, or recognition. When maybe it might not actually be for you. It might be that you have a different role to play, and that need for fame and recognition comes from the need to be loved, to be admired, and those people just need, I don't know, supportive parents, a partner, a lover, that kind of thing, and that might diminish the need to try and get famous. I'm saying this now because if you watch the famous people and they all go through these hardships and they express all their pain, and then they get famous and they get rich and they get all that stuff. And then then they get beat up by the commercial system and the mainstream, and they get fucked over a little bit, sell out a bit. Then they go through this another awakening thing, and then come back to their original roots or whatever once they've recognised that they've got their money and stuff. This is just a video of train of thought, I suppose. Yeah, so I was saying, but yeah, that's, as you can see, practice makes the master. I was gonna say practice makes perfect, but now that my Muay Thai teacher says that so much, practice makes the master, I think he writes it actually. I think that actually sounds better than practice makes perfect. We're not trying to be perfect, are we? We're trying to be masters of self, not of the world. Because, well, maybe some of you might be masters of the world. But that's not me, innit? Like we said, we're recognising our role that we have to play. So recognise yours, I'll recognise mine. Let's step into our roles, etc., etc. Acknowledge the difference between male and female and the natural order of things. There is a natural order of things. There is a natural order. I want people to get that. Stop trying to be the opposite sex and shit. Like that shit is just fucking annoying. And natural order, group dynamics. I'm just gonna cut this off. I've been talking for 10 minutes. I hoped you've enjoyed my random insights and my lazy talk to myself on a rainy day. Peace out.